Good morning, everybody. I always keep looking to the left, don't I, when I start this video? I have no idea why, I just do that. I thought today I would introduce my wild jungle hair to my wild caterpillar eyebrows. I just needed to take my hair down for a little while. So, last night was the most incredible thunderstorm that I have seen it in a very, very long time. The rain was absolutely torrential, but the thunder was so loud. It was above my little house, but I felt completely safe. And the lightning was just amazing. It actually lit up the whole camp. It was so powerful. It's lasted quite a long time. I am feeling a bit tired today because I didn't sleep awfully well last night. That's only because I kept watching the lightning. Nobody to blame but myself. I did eventually fall asleep and I feel, as though I had some sleep during the night. Today I have just had the most emotional experience that I really did not expect. I went for breakfast, which again was lovely. It was really nice, and I had a chat with Medardo and Clara. And on leaving, my other goddaughter, which I've just now acquired, presented me with a red rose. It's a red bud, and it's in a heart-shaped little box. And she said it was from her to me. She wanted to give it to me. Now, if I cry, I cry. Emotions become very real when you're here, when you're isolated, and when the only contact you have is with the family at meal times and through ceremony too. I had no expectations. I wasn't looking for anything. I came here to get healed, and that process has begun. And I must admit, I do feel an awful lot better. But then to be handed this gift from this young lady, just the waterworks came, the taps opened, and I could not stop crying. It was tears of joy and thankfulness and appreciation. Really, the family have done so much for me this week, and they know how much I appreciate it. But in turn, they appreciate me just as much. So my heart has been empty and has been sore for a long time. But through this journey, this last 9 days, 10 days, I've lost count now, my heart has slowly begun to fill up. And today I feel I have a full heart. A full heart. And I feel so much love and so much joy. Medardo's family are the kindest, loving, genuine family, and there are a lot of them. I've lost track how many there are. But there are a lot of grandchildren, children, great-grandchildren, and not once in all the years I've known them have I ever heard them having crosswords with each other or raising their voice. Never. And they have got a very, very strong marriage. When Clara goes home at night time, after she's finished doing all the cooking, poor Medardo is very lost. He wanders about the next morning, pacing up and down, waiting till he can go and collect her from the road. Just to watch them is just something else. It's so beautiful. I don't know what I was going to talk about when I come on here today other than the thunderstorm last night. Not sleeping that great. I had visitors last night again. I checked the floor before I got into bed. It was clear, it was fine. Then I get into bed and started to get settled, and up popped a fire ant. That's not sharing my bed, I'll tell you that right now. So I managed to get rid of that. So I'm settling down and I picked up my Kindle to read. And then out pops another one. So I had to get rid of that one as well. So, throughout the night, I think maybe at the back of my mind as well was, are there any more red ants or fire ants? Because a bite from them is excruciating. I've had them before and I certainly don't want them now. However, that was the end of it. There were no more last night. which was grand. My dad was finishing building his house. This morning when I got up, I was just checking something. As always, clear my bed, strip it to check there's nothing in it. It was fine, remade it. And as I was pulling up my canopy, my mosquito net, which is above me here, lo and behold, I had another visitor. So, needless to say, that little visitor is now safely tucked up inside the mosquito net until it's taken back down again. But I can assure you, when I take it back down, it will be very gingerly removed. It's strange when you sit here, every now and again you'll hear a bird that you've not heard before, or you'll hear an insect that you've not heard before. One thing I have discovered this morning is that the monkeys have not been around. They were quite noisy last night, and I think that's because of the storm. There was chaos happening in the trees with them. But this morning I have not heard one. It's just a beautiful sound. I've not heard one. So either they are so exhausted with their party that they had last night in their trees, or they're sleeping. Yeah, they're just keeping away from everything just now. They'll be back later. I'm sure that I'll hear them this afternoon. I'm not quite sure what today's going to bring for me, but whatever it brings, I am open to receiving it. I will be going for a swim shortly. I'll fight the mosquitoes again, and then come back and probably do some more writing or do some more reading, which I've read 3 books now since I've been here. 2.5, nearly 3, which has been really good for me. Reflecting back on the first day that I stepped into the camp, which is, I think it's 10 days ago, or thereabouts, you lose track. It's like chalk and cheese for me. It's like chalk and cheese. The person that came into the camp is not the same person that's going to walk out again when my time is completed here. And I feel that in my heart, and I feel that in my soul. I feel I have a new set of eyes, even though they look tired today. I have a fresh set of eyes. I am clearer thinking. I have no physical stress that I can feel within my body, apart from my shoulder, but that's an old injury. And that will repair itself through time. But I'm moving better. I'm not as stiff. I'm more flexible. The interesting thing is the people that live around these areas, they're all small. Very seldom you get one that's over, 5'7", 5'8". My dad's son is tall, but he's the policeman. And when they build their steps, it never ceases to amaze me that they have huge gaps in between them. Now, how their little legs can get up them, I have no idea. I know that I struggled when I first came, but then I was not well. I was empty. I was exhausted. But yeah, I'm getting up and down them quite easily now, which is another good sign. Also, it's given me time and reflection on where my life was going or not going before I came in here. And now I know that there's a clear indication as to what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a lot more writing. I dabble in art as well, so I'm going to be doing more artwork, which is very therapeutic, and creating more workshops. Don't really know what I'll do with them at the moment, but I do know that I need to start creating more. And there is something in the air about another form of healing. Now, all healing comes from the same source. I don't care whether it's Reiki, whether it's shamanic, whether it's, there's so many of them, I can't even think. But they all come from the same source. The only difference is the vessel that it's channeled through and how that vessel interpret it. I can't even speak this morning. You know what I'm trying to say. and delivers it. I have been seeing a lot of shapes, a lot of symbols. I have had some downloads. I have yet to process all of those. Sorry, the mosquitoes are being a bit of a pain in the arse at the minute. My net's up. I might have to take it down, but that damned red ant or fire ant is still sleeping in there, so I'll be careful. So there's a lot of things kind of buzzing around in my head, but you know, nothing that I can't handle. So we just have to watch this space and see what comes next. I have no idea. I know that I've got a long journey home at the end of this week, and I will be reunited with the best boy in the world, my beautiful boy Halo. I really am missing him terribly, and as it coming to the end of my trip, okay, I've got another week to go, but as it comes to the end of my trip, I can feel how much I want to be with him. He's such a strange boy. I've been away before, but not for this length of time. And when I've returned, he's come to greet me. He's looked at me and he's walked away from me. And that's him in a huff with me. He's not speaking to me because I went away and left him. I left him in perfectly capable hands, my brother, who he adores. But that's his way of not being happy with me. And it'll take him, you know, maybe half an hour. And then he decides that he's happy to see me. And there's lots of chaos after that. I literally have to sit on the floor and let him do his thing, which is jump all over me and throw himself at me and paw me. And I get quite a few headbutts as well, which he's a big boy and it hurts. Anyway, wherever your journey is going to take you, go with caution, but go with love in your heart and accept what the universe is going to give you. I had no idea what I was going to get when I came here. I just knew I needed healing. I had no idea how that was going to happen. Well, I knew some of it through medicine, but the rest of it I didn't really know. But the universe will give you what you need. Always remember that. It's not what you think you need. Or if you demand, if the universe doesn't think that you're ready for it, you're not going to get it. So accept it graciously. Always remember to be grateful for everything that you have in your life. There are thousands and millions of people in really, really bad situations right now. You have nothing, which in this day and age, it shouldn't happen. It should not be happening. It's an unjust world at the moment, and it's a divided world. And something needs to change. Definitely, something needs to change. There are so many people out there that have got more than enough. And I mean more than enough. And yet, they're not willing to share it. I have a friend in Iquitos called Juan, and I've known Juan for 15 years, maybe a little bit more. I'm not quite sure. He doesn't have a lot. He makes jewellery, and he makes some beautiful pieces, I must admit. The money that he saves from his jewellery, he pays for his rent, he buys his food, but he also buys a lot of dog food and cat food. And he goes out in the streets of Iquitos and he feeds all the stray dogs and cats. Now that's an act of love and selflessness. He could have kept that money for himself, but like myself, he is an animal lover and he hates to see injustice as well. And we've had many conversations about what I've just talked about the injustice in the world, and some have so much and others have so little, if nothing at all. So He is actually my translator. And when we have people here and there's so many people talking at one time, I can't interpret all of that on my own. I'm slowly getting better with the language. It takes time. I am practicing. I'm doing my best. But it's better to have someone who is of the language that lives here. So Juan will join us in the camp, and he will be part of the group that I have here for the whole 23 days, if I'm correct. Yep, 23 days. So there will be no misinterpretations of anything, and he's a great guide and a tremendous bodyguard. He will protect. He's a really nice person. I'm doing this to share my part of the story, that no matter how hard life gets, no matter how far down you go, no matter when you fall off that ladder, there is nowhere else to go but up. Like the phoenix rising, that's exactly what it is. And I have been on that floor so many times over my lifetime, over this lifetime, and I have always come back up again. Sometimes it takes a lot more to get you back up. This time, I think it wasn't the hardest, but it was one of the hardest that I've ever had to do. And all of these things that you're given in your life, if things don't work out the way that you want them to, if you lose certain things, if a relationship breaks down, always know that when one door closes, another one opens. It might not be immediately, but it will open. And that's when you have to have the courage, the strength to pick yourself up and walk forward. Never walk back. That's the past. Why do we want to live in the past? The past has been. We have learned from that, hopefully. We are in the now. The future is yet to come. It's good to plan your goals, your ambitions, where you want to be, what you want to do. It's good to have all of these things, but we need to live in the now and embrace what we have around about us and embrace what we have within us. Love your family. Love your friends. For these are precious gifts. They really are. Not everybody gets on with their family. A lot of people have friends who are more of their family. And that again is a wonderful gift. So treasure the people that you have around you and know that they've got your back. And also know that Spirit has your back too. When you're in that dark place and you feel that you are totally alone, remember you're not. They're there. They're just waiting for you to say, I need help. Please help me. Tell them what you need. Tell them what you want. If they can deliver, they will. But what you need, they will deliver. And it may come in very strange ways. Here's a story. I've always got a story, sorry. I've travelled a lot and I've always got a story. Many years ago, in fact, it was the first time that I came to Peru 4 years ago. I was given the opportunity to go to Cusco. And I had gone out for a walk one night and I had it mulling over in my head, will I, won't I, can't I, the usual. That little voice there saying, no you can't, it's not possible, you can't afford it, blah, blah, blah. However, I was walking along the country lane where I lived, and I just shouted out to the universe and said, is this possible for me to go to Cusco? I really want to experience it, and I think it would be good for me as an individual, blah, blah, blah. And as I continued walking along, out of nowhere came a jet. Now, I have no idea where it came from. It was so low you could almost see its undercarriage. It flew over me, and then I don't know where it went. That was my sign to say, go for it. And I did, and I've never looked back. And it's been one hell of a ride. It's been one hell of a journey. And I wouldn't want to change any of it. The good, the bad, the wonderful. I would not change any of it. For this journey that I've had coming here has actually shaped me into the person that I am today. And for that, I will be forever grateful. To have that opportunity all those years ago has led me now to being part of this wonderful camp, being part of an amazing family, and to be in the position where I can offer trips to people that want to experience something completely new, different, however way you want to interpret that. Anyway, I will be leaving here tomorrow, so I may not have a diary for you, a video diary for you tomorrow from the camp, but as soon as I get settled, and I'll have to find out whether I do have a room tomorrow in the hostel. Hopefully I will have. I know I have got one on Monday, but Tuesday, I mean, but it doesn't matter. Universe will take care of me. So you may have one from there. So from the jungle, from my beautiful family here, all the creatures, I bid you farewell. Looking forward to coming back next year. It will be a very emotional time for me to leave here tomorrow. Definitely, 100%. But I know that I'm coming back. And I've always got communication with my family, which helps. So until then, I will speak to you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Be safe. Look after one another. And always be grateful. Adios.